The Queen is in the house. Rapper, actor, singer, songwriter extraordinaire, Queen Latifah, who has helped shape pop culture for decades.
And there's no slowing her down. She's got a hit show, a new Netflix movie, and so much more to tell us about. By the way, when you walk into the room, the lights come on. There's something about your presence. Jenna was saying when she was a teenager, she saw
you probably don't remember this, but this was like at a Grammys after party, and Barbara, my sister, was like, Queen Latifah glows.
Like angelic.
There's something.
It's always good to see y'all two together. It's just fun.
There's something about you that really is like, were you born with this charisma?
Yeah.
And my mother might tell you I suppose, because that charisma had to get shaped a little bit a couple times. Well, you know, we're going to have to shape that shape pop culture. We're going to shape that charisma a little bit.
You know what's cool about you? I mean, we were reading about you, and you talked about at 18, which is a vulnerable age for any of us, you made a choice. You can either believe what people say about you or love yourself. You get a choice. And I was so surprised and really marveling at how at 18 you knew that I've got to love myself, even at this moment in my life.
You know, honestly, for me, I was one of those people who I was just curious. I was adventurous. I'm sure you could speak to this. I was hanging out with people like several years older than me. So I was experiencing a life that was a little more advanced, you know, and by the time I was 18, I had done so much between 15 and 18 that I was like, I had to like take some inventory, if you will. And, you know, I just remember having these sort of flashes of self-hate, self-doubt. And they would happen like this, come out of nowhere. And it felt so dark. And I was like, oh, I don't like this feeling, you know, at all. And I remember literally having to get in the mirror and say, okay, Dana, that's my real name. Dana, you're either going to hate yourself or you're going to love yourself. What are you going to do? And I'm just literally staring in the mirror. And I said, you are going to love yourself. I'm going to love myself.
Wow.
And from that point on, there was a shift, I think, in my mentality. You know, I'm not saying that life got, like, easy, that I didn't make mistakes, that I didn't crash into the wall a few more times. But from that point, I definitely made different decisions and looked at myself with more of the value that my mom and my dad were trying to tell me I had.
Yes.
Wow.
You know, I really tried to believe the words that I was told all my life, you know, and
what did they tell you? What would they tell you?
That you are beautiful, that you're loved, you know, that you can do anything you want, you know, anything you want in your life. And mostly that we love you. You can always come home. And, and Dana, you're so gifted. You just, you know, you just need to use it right. And all of that stuff. But the love, the self-love, you know, my mother particularly would kind of pull me to the side and just sit me down and really pour that into me and then let me go, you know, and then come back and grab me and just like, Dana, you can do whatever you want to do. You want to rap, you can do it. Just, you know, and sometimes it'd be after I got in trouble for something, but not necessarily. It was just, she knew she was raising a young woman who needed to know what was out there in the world, but more importantly, know who she was in the world, you know?
Wow. You know, I feel like we attract what's within us, and I think about your circle. And I know that from Girls Trip, you have a posse, you have a group, but I feel like you attract what's within you. But you attract fun people, honest people. I feel like people who tell the truth. That seems like that's your core group.
I attract everything and everyone because I think I'm composed of many things, and so, you know, I'm definitely the kind of person who can have a conversation with anyone out there on the street who might be having a conversation with themselves already. And I'm like, what are we talking about? You know? I'm just the type of person that's always, to me, everyone is someone. You know, people are people. No matter what your station in life, you go through the same things. You still have to put on your pants one leg at a time and so on and so forth. And so, you know, that's why I'm really proud to be a part of this It's Bigger Than Me.
Yes, will you talk about, because people are going to want to come see you on the road.
Well, you know, we're starting here. We started in New York. We went to Houston. We ended up in LA, and it was really about having a conversation about obesity.
Yeah.
Now, you may not think obese when you look at me. You see me in person, and obviously TV makes us look a little different, but I've fallen into that category, and I've had my own journey in my own life. And so when I was approached about having just a conversation about it, opening up the conversation about it, unpacking the complexities of it, and more importantly, getting rid of the stigma and the shame surrounding that word, obesity. I was completely in because, you know, I lost a cousin to complications of obesity. She was morbidly obese. But I have a bunch of other family members who would fall into that category who are not, including myself. So I think it's important for us to like really talk about it and talk about the little words we may say that may have a negative effect, or, you know, talk about what things we could say to have a positive effect. This is something I think we can be much more supportive on.
Yes, we
And the conversation can be had.
We love that you're having the conversation.
Yeah, man.